What is up, guys? Renowned Basketball back for another video. It's been a while. It's summertime though. I'm gonna get on that grind. Gonna start making videos. I think the draft is on June 30th, so I'm gonna try to pump out as many film reviews on these rookies as I can, and then like 2 days or 1 day before the draft, I'm gonna come out with my official mock draft. But anyways, let's get into this. In this film review, we're gonna go over Jaden Ivey, who's one of my favorite prospects, and I think he's a top 3 prospect, and I'm gonna get into why in a little bit. I think he's one of the best in this draft class, and I don't think that's crazy to say that. I think most people are pretty high on him. I might be a little higher than others, so let's get into why that is. Alright, so here we are, Jaden Ivey film review. This is Purdue versus North Carolina, pretty early on in the season. First thing I want to talk about is Jaden Ivey's 3-point shot. He was a 35% 3-point shooter this season, and he attempted 5 threes, made 1.8 per game, 35% 3-point shooter. That's pretty good. It's not amazing, obviously. It's like pretty much an average 3-point percentage. And I think the main reason it's pretty low is because like when you watch him, sometimes he'll have great 3-point shooting games. He's inconsistent, and I think that has to do with his mechanics. This is a weakness in his game, and that's his jump shot mechanics. If you watch certain basketball players, such as Trae Young, they tend to shoot low. Like they don't bring the ball all the way to the top of like their forehead. They'll shoot it from their chest kind of, or like their chin. They'll shoot it low, and that's not by itself a bad thing. That totally works, obviously, because Trae Young is one of the best scorers in the league. But if you look at really the box score, all you have to do is look at the box score, and you can tell Trae Young has a lot of poor shooting nights, and that just has to do with shooting like that causes inconsistency. You can see with a lot of players that shoot like that, they're inconsistent, right? And I think that's going to be a problem with Jaden Ivey shooting the ball in the league as well. Shooting the ball from your chin or like the top of your chest. Those mechanics can cause inconsistency. And right here on this play, he runs up to the 3-point line. It's a nice catch and shoot play. And he releases it. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but he shoots it like right below his chin. Like he uses his power to release it from his chin. So, I mean, it's just a little weakness. It's not too big of a deal, obviously. Right here on the next offensive possession, he does something very nice right here. Gets the ball at the top of the 3-point line. Number 25 is going to help set a screen, and 25 is going to stay there. And Jaden Ivey knows he can block. That Caleb Love is kind of playing low on him. So if he just goes over 25, Caleb Love will drop down, creating space for Ivey to shoot. And that's exactly what happens. Ivey releases. It's a perfect shot. Beautiful, smart play by Ivey. And that's just one thing that I really like about Jaden Ivey. He's a smart player. Ivey's very aware of what's going on the offensive side of the ball. And that's a very important strength to have, especially for a guard like Jaden Ivey. It's one of the most important traits you could have in basketball, is just being aware of what's going on in the offense at all times. He read that defense perfectly. He read what Caleb Love was going to do, dropping below the screen, and he just makes Caleb Love pay. Something else that I think is kind of underrated in his game is his defense. A lot of people say he's a liability on defense. I don't think that's true at all. He has games where he doesn't play good defense, and he makes a lot of questionable defensive decisions. But when he's locked in, he's actually a pretty good perimeter defender. Right here, he's guarding Caleb Love at the top of the 3-point line, and it's very good defense. He's staying with him. When Caleb Love passes the ball, he gets in between number 13 and Caleb Love to try to get in the way of the passing lane, and that's something that's impressed me really about his defense, is he's very active in the passing lanes. He likes to disrupt those passing lanes, and he stays there. 24 tries to pass it. As you can see, he tries to intercept the ball. He's a little bit late there, but that aggression shows that he really tries on defense. And then he stays with Caleb Love right here, puts a hand right in his face. That's a horrible 3-point shot. Great contest by Jaden Ivey. Sticks with him the entire time. Now let's talk about Jaden Ivey's ability as a point guard to pass and play make. I believe this man has tremendous potential playmaking the ball, and if you watch any game, he was a great playmaker for Purdue this year, and he's going to be a great playmaker. I think he can definitely be a primary playmaker for whatever team drafts him. Right here on this play, he has the ball. He's controlling the entire offense on this possession. Passes the ball up, gives it back. He calls this guy right here to give him a screen. Gets Caleb Love with a nice little move here. He makes the smart decision here, and he goes right towards the middle of the hoop instead of just driving left into Armando Bacot. And what this does, he notices Caleb Love sticks with him, so he makes it a crazy sort of behind the back pass to the screener before, because he knows he's wide open, pick and fade. And it's a perfect shot, gets the assist. Jaden Ivey just makes the right play right here. He draws Caleb Love off the screen. Armando Bacot stays with him the entire time on this play. See, that's why Jaden Ivey is the playmaker on this play. He creates the open shot for his teammate, and he also delivers a perfect pass, and that's an easy three-point shot. Jaden Ivey is so good at creating open shots and being a playmaker for the players around him, and that's just such a valuable trait to have, especially as a guard. I just love him on offense. Everything he does on offense, he does well, and it's just amazing to watch him play offense. All right, so let's get back to another example of his jump shot mechanics. As you can see right here, he's shooting free throws, and what he does with his jumper is he doesn't bring it all the way up. He releases the ball from the point of his face, like right in front of his eyes. He puts it slightly above his chin and then releases it, and it'll cause a lot of issues like that. That's why, as a guard, he's a decent three-point shooter, but he's only a 73% free throw shooter, and that's why right here, his poor jump shot mechanics are why. Shooting like that, having mechanics like that, cause inconsistencies in your jump shot. I mean, Trae Young, he's a pretty inconsistent shooter at times. I mean, look in the playoffs, he had a lot of bad games. And then also, if you just look at examples of games, or if you just look at all his games, he's had a lot of poor shooting nights. And that's just inconsistency. And you can see it in his jumper too. In this slow motion video, you can see he puts the ball right in front of his face, slightly above his chin. He doesn't bring it like all the way up, and he just kind of pushes it forward. It's not like horrible mechanics. A lot of players shoot like that. I'm not saying like, oh, they need to change their entire jump shot. No, this isn't like a Lonzo Ball situation. You can totally have a good career and be a Hall of Fame player with a jump shot like that. Trae Young is on his way to be a Hall of Fame player, and he shoots like that. But it just can cause some inconsistencies, and it's a lot easier to block a shot where they have to bring it all the way up like that. So, it's a slight concern. It's really not a big deal, but it's a slight concern. And as you can see, it causes problems for Jaden Ivey shooting free throws, at least. I mean, only being a 73% free throw shooter as a guard. I mean, that's not horrible, but it could definitely be a lot better. So, next thing I want to look at is just Jaden Ivey's explosiveness and his athleticism. That's another one of the things that I really like about him. He's extremely athletic and quick and very explosive. He doesn't have the ball. He's right here, just above half court. Dude behind him has the ball. He's going to pass the ball to Jaden Ivey, and as soon as Jaden Ivey gets the ball, let's look back at this. As soon as Jaden Ivey, he's jogging. As soon as he gets the ball, he switches from 0 to 100 real quick. He speeds up and slams it down. Very explosive and athletic play. You love to see that in a young point guard. When he does shit like that, I get a lot of vibes of Ja Morant from him. He doesn't play exactly like Ja, but when he pulls off explosive plays like that, it really reminds you of Ja. And if we look at more of his defense, his on-ball perimeter defense is questionable at times. When he's guarding the player that's dribbling the ball, he gets burnt. I won't lie, that's one of the weaknesses, but like I said earlier, he can hold his own, and especially off-ball and in the passing lanes, he's very good. He's guarding the off-ball defender right here. He's right in between his man. They're playing man-to-man defense. He's right in between his man and Brady Manick, who has the ball, and he reads the pass perfectly. He gets right up the person he's defending. He notices he's calling for the ball, and Jaden Ivey will stick with it, get right in between them. He'll disrupt the pass, easy steal. He'll take it all the way. Easy dunk. Very great play from Jaden Ivey. Insanely good read on the passing lane. That's the best thing he has on the defensive side of the ball. He's very quick to read and disrupt the passing lanes. His on-ball defense is inconsistent at times. At times he looks like a pretty poor on-ball defender. But I mean, he has lots of flashes, and he really tries. He really plays with heart on defense, so I think he can develop into a great defender, or at least a good defender. But yeah, he's a very good off-ball defender, very good at disrupting the passing lanes. So let's take a look at more of Jaden Ivey's explosiveness. This was early on in the game. He just gets the ball right here, if you look at my mouse, and there'll be a screen set for him, and if we look really how quick he is, look at his first step. He has such a quick first step, like a lot of athletic guards in the league. If you want to be good driving to the basket as a guard, you're going to want a quick first step, and he does. First step he takes off immediately. Caleb Love does a good job of getting around the screen. That doesn't matter because Jaden Ivey is also very good at finishing through contact. He goes right into Caleb Love. Easy layup as well. Perfect play. Insanely explosive play from Jaden Ivey. So let's look back at another one of his weaknesses, and that's his ability to move off ball. He's not that good moving off the ball. He does move off ball when like there's a set play designed where he has to actually move. But other than that, when there's not a set play and they're just playing the offense without like an actual play being written up for them, he doesn't move. Like on this play, it's a designed play by the head coach. So he's in the corner. He'll move over there. But after that, he doesn't do much. I mean, on this play, there's not much to do, but I'm just showing you an example of when he does move off ball. It's only in like a designed possession to get a player open. Like right here on this possession, he's in the corner all the way in the back, and he just kind of stands there. Just watch what happens. This 55 will get the ball at the top of the three-point line, and look how open this is. Look how open it is. Jaden Ivey, Caleb Love is looking at 55. Jaden Ivey has the perfect amount of space to just do a backdoor cut and get an easy layup. If Caleb Love reads the cut, Jaden Ivey can just run and set a screen on this defender, getting 11 to possibly get open. But he doesn't do anything. He just kind of stands there. I mean, as well as 55, I will give him the benefit of the doubt on this play because it looks like 55 really wanted to shoot. So maybe he was just like, okay, 55 is going to shoot. There's nothing to do. And like he also makes the basket. But still, on a play like this, when you have the lane this wide open, you want to cut. You want to be able to read that and cut just in case, because what if he does shoot it, which he did, and he misses? You would be right there for a rebound, right in the perfect spot. But he's not. Now let's look at him in the fast break. He's an even better playmaker in the fast break. That's where he just thrives the most as a playmaker. He's a great playmaker in the half court set, but in the fast break, he's amazing. He's beautiful. On this play, dribbling up the court, he notices number 24 and Armando Bacot both have eyes on him. He brings both of them to him, and he also knows 55 is right behind him. And obviously 55 is a tremendous three-point shooter. So he makes sure both defenders are looking at him, and he's blocking their path towards 55. He just gives a quick handoff to 55, easy three-point shot. It's just a perfect read by Jaden Ivey. That goes in with his awareness on the offensive side. He's very aware of what's going on, besides moving off ball, which I forgot to bring up before. But when he has the ball, he's very aware of what's going on offense. There's two things I want to talk about in this play, and the first thing is Jaden Ivey's ability to rebound. You know, as a guard, he averaged 5 rebounds per game, and being able to rebound as a guard is a very underrated trait to have. And right here on this play, he notices the ball's going right to him. He collides with 0, but he just goes through the contact, grabs the board. It's loose. He catches it, makes sure he's holding onto it. Just smart play by him. Good rebound. He went up, grabbed it with 2 hands. Good play. And then next part of this play, it's like sort of the half court isn't set, so I'd consider it still a fast break. And look at Jaden Ivey. This is something I love about Jaden Ivey. He is so good at controlling the pace of the game. This play starts off slow, like they're gonna get set up, or they're gonna run a play, and then he just changes the flow. The whole team speeds up in a matter of seconds as soon as he starts speeding up. Just watch. He's jogging, and then he speeds up. He starts taking off. No one's paying attention. Look at all of the defenders are looking exactly at Jaden Ivey. His playmaking in the fast break is so good. Look at 24, looking at Ivey. Look at the guy in the paint, looking at Ivey. Look at Brady Manick. He's looking at Ivey. Look at number 0. He's looking at Ivey. This dude also looking at Ivey. They're all looking at Ivey, and you know what that does? Number 3 down here, wide open. Number 55, wide open. Once Jaden Ivey drives more, the center up here will be wide open. Although you're not going to want to pass it to him because he's not a good three-point shooter. But look, he draws every single defender towards him, and look at this pass. He knows 55 is wide open. What a pass. What a pass. All right, on the very next play, he has another great possession, playmaking and passing. It's a fast break. He's speeding up. He's going quick. I haven't talked about it too much, but his ball handle is amazing. It's beautiful. If you go back and watch every time he's done something on offense, he has such a great slick ball handle. He knows exactly where to put the ball so the other players don't don't steal it. Like right here, he dribbles it right between this guy's leg, right between Brady Manick. Perfect placement on that ball. And now right here, he draws both defenders. He gets past the 2 defenders that were in front of him, and now there's only 2 in front of him left. And what does he see? Wide open player right there. So he continues to drive a little bit so that all the defenders stop and they're set looking at him. They have no idea this man is wide open on 3-point line. But who does? Jaden Ivey. And he delivers a perfect pass, great placement, great anticipation, and it's a corner 3. It's wet. What did I say? Jaden Ivey is such a good playmaker. He caused that man to get wide open. He caused the defense to look directly at himself. Jaden Ivey drew the attention of every single defender, creating open shots. That's what he's done nonstop for this Purdue team. And it's such an amazing skill to have, and he's so good at it. He's such a great player. He's my favorite player in this draft. He's not the best player in my opinion, but he's my favorite. My favorite player in this draft class, and I'm really hoping he does well in the NBA. And then right here, we just get to see more of his ability to finish through contact. He's such a confident scorer. He will try to score on anybody. And right here, over Brady Manick, who's like 7 feet tall, nice Euro step, finishes through the contact. It's an and one. He's so good. Talk your shit, Ivy. One more weakness I want to talk about is just sometimes he has questionable shot selection. While it's a good thing that he's not afraid to score over anybody in the paint, it's also kind of a weakness because there will be like 2 guys in the paint. Someone will be wide open, and usually he can read that and he'll just pass to the wide open guy. Sometimes he'll try to force it, and it'll just be a bad layup. It's a miss, or he'll get blocked. And then he also just shoots some questionable 3-point shots. Right here on this play, this is a perfect, this is one of the rare occasions where off script he actually moves without the ball into a spot where he's wide open. Center draws all the attention. Jaden Ivey notices he's wide open. So instead of just moving right here, he starts off moving well. He moves to a spot that's wide open. But then he starts to back away. So then he's way deeper than he should be. He could have been up more and he'd still be wide open for the 3-point shot. But he backs away even further, giving him a deep 3, and it's just a brick. He could have made that if he was closer. But he kept drifting backwards instead of just moving a little bit closer. And it's weird. It's not a smart decision. He caused that himself. That's all I got for this video. Couple last things I want to say. He's a 46% from the field player. He's pretty efficient. I really like the efficiency. That's something I really like. Love the efficiency. And then, also, like I said, he has to work off ball. He has to stop taking such questionable shots at times. But other than that, he's great. Great ball handle, great playmaker, great off-ball defender, great scorer, great player. Efficient. He's quick. One of the most explosive players in the draft class. Probably the most explosive player in the draft class. And I would also give him a draft grade of an A-. That's really it. If you did enjoy this video, don't really like, comment, subscribe, all of that. I'm going to try to do my next film review. I'll probably do Chet Holmgren. Problem is, I don't like Chet. I like him as a prospect. He's in my top 3 prospects. The problem is, I don't like watching him play. I don't know. To me, he's so boring to watch. He's extremely boring. But I'm going to try. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I already said this. See you all in my next video. Peace.